I am aware of about Attorney Harry Roque is we are considering him as one of our legal experts, but I did not actually took note of those impressions that the people are saying about him. Basta from our end, Christian, we just focus on the investigation, the things that I really wanted to hear from him dahil sobra din tayo na curious dun sa issue ng attorney-client.
Harry Roque nakakita nga ng katapat niya sa pagiging lawyer nito. Kilala natin bilang madaldal at grabe yung bunganga nito. Pero pagdating dito kay Congresswoman Luestro na isa ring lawyer, tiklop ang dila nitong si Roque. At dito ay nawala na nga ang angas ng kanyang dila dahil nga sapul na sapul siya sa lahat ng mga katanungan sa kanya ng mga kongresista. Hindi niya alam na yung mga karamihan din sa mga congressman ay matatalino din at mas matalino pa sa kanya at yung karamihan nga sa mga congressman ay lawyer. Kaya naman itong si Roque ngayon ay pinagtatawanan nga dahil nakakita din siya ng katapat niya sa pagiging daldarlero niya. Kaya narito guys, panoorin natin ang pahayag ni Congressman Jinky Luestro.
I'm not really into it, no? I use Facebook only. The rest I'm not really familiar with, no?
Okay.
Pero I am hearing from the people around, maganda daw yung naging appreciation about our engagement in the
Yeah, so
last two committee hearings
mm,
about
ac-
Pogo.
that's very very true. Ang ganda nung nung response because the way you laid down the arguments and the points that you raised in that Q&A with Harry Roque, napakalinis. Pero before that siguro dun sa mga hindi familiar sa inyo po, no? Gaano katagal na po ba kayo diyan sa Kongreso?
This is actually my first term and to share with you, no, Christian, this was actually my first time to engage in politics.
Hmm.
Hindi po tayo naging kapitan, hindi po tayo naging mayor, and we are so fortunate sapagkat ang sabi nga ng taga Batangas, unang salpok, panalong congresswoman. Kaya salamat po sa lahat ng ating mga kababayan sa Batangas 2nd District.
Okay, bali first term nyo pala as a house member. Pero before that, ano po ba yung background nyo? Yun ang marami nagtatanong, no, na curious, no? Ano ba ang background ni Congresswoman as a lawyer? Kasi napakalinis talaga ng pagkakalatag eh. Can you talk a bit about that po,
Well,
your background?
Christian, bukod sa we are a lawyer by profession, no? Siguro naging malaking tulong din sa akin yung pagiging law professor ko sa aking alma mater kung saan po ako ay nagtapos din ng abogasya, University of Batangas College of Law. Since I passed the bar in 2002, tayo po ay naging full-time law professor until I think 2007.
Okay.
And simultaneous to that, I joined the Department of Justice as well as one of the state counsels in the legal department of the DOJ. And then after some time, tayo po ay nagtrabaho naman bilang lead investigator ng Special Presidential Task Force 156. This was during the time of former President Gloria Macapagal Arroyo.
Mm. So, all in all, gaano kahaba yung experience nyo in the practice before you joined the politics?
Although iba't ibang field yung pinanggalingan natin, no? Kasi after SPTF 156, I even worked in the local government as legal counsel, and then during the time of my husband as mayor of Mabini, I was the municipal administrator. But if I will be counting it from the time na tayo po'y nakapasa ng bar exam, so it started in 2002 up to the
2002.
present.
Oo. So, eto, curious po ako, no? Let's go specific doon sa mga tinanong nyo kay Attorney Harry Roque. Kasi, parang naturally sa ibang mga ordinaryong tao, they could feel na baka intimidating yung si Harry Roque kasi matalas yung pananalita, tapos mukhang masungit, mataray, papangunahan ka. Was that a factor or were those a factor in your case when you were preparing to ask him those questions?
The only thing I am aware of about Attorney Harry Roque is we are considering him as one of our legal experts, but I did not actually took note of those impressions that the people are saying about him. Basta from our end, Christian, we just focus on the investigation, the things that I really wanted to hear from him dahil sobra din tayo na curious dun sa issue ng attorney-client. As a matter of fact, ako'y nag-alala para sa mga law students, baka kako ma-confuse sila. So,
Mhm.
I had to anchor my interpellation dun sa basic, fundamental concept and definition ng attorney-client relationship. In
Mhm.
other words, Christian, hindi tayo nag-focus sa sino ba si Harry Roque. We just focus on the issue which is on hand.
Okay. Sige, pag-usapan natin yung lawyer-client relationship. No? I suppose you're also thinking of your students and going back to your long career sa academe when you were asking those questions. No? Gawin po natin itong episode na ito na teaching opportunity. Konting background lang para makarelate po yung ating mga viewers and listeners. Ang claim kasi ni Harry Roque sa ating mga viewers, hindi raw po siya nag-abogado doon sa kumpanya sa likod ng Pogo Hub na ni-raid sa Porac, Pampanga, which is Lucky South 99. Sabi niya, abogado siya ng Whirlwind. Ito po yung kumpanyang nagpapaupa ng property na inuupahan ng Lucky South. Kaso, nagpunta siya on several occasions sa PAGCOR. Sabi niya, representing Cassie Leong at abogado lang daw siya ni Cassie at saka ng Whirlwind. Okay. Doon niyo po siya natumbok no? Can you explain to us the dynamics, yung tinatawag na lawyer-client relationships? Tsaka nakalimutan ko po, no? 'Di ba doon sa dokumento, nakalabas yung pangalan niya na legal ng Lucky South 99. Kindly explain all those complications po sa ating po mga viewers.
Well, apparently, may kasabihan tayo, Christian, no? Action speaks louder than words, no? The circumstances surrounding Harry Roque and Lucky South 99 really indicates that there is an existing attorney-client relationship. As a matter of fact, ilang beses siya nag-follow up sa PAGCOR, inadmit niya yan. Sinamahan niya si Cassie Ong, representative of PAGCOR, doon sa PAGCOR to follow up the arrears which is allegedly they're trying to fix the penalty no of Lucky South. And not only that, Christian, inadmit din niya na ilang beses niya tinext si Attorney Fernandez following up kung ano ng status ng Lucky South, no? So, from all these incidents, sino ba ang magbe-benefit dun sa lahat ng ginagawa niyang yon? 'Di ba Lucky South? In other words, sino ba? Kaninong interest ba ang nire-represent niya? Lucky South pa rin. It is very hard to conceive na I am the lawyer of Cassie Ong but not Lucky South. Kasi si Cassie Ong ang nire-represent niya, Lucky South pa rin. So, whatever denial he make, let us stick to the fact na nag-render siya ng advice. Nag-render siya ng service. And from that alone, kahit walang kontrata, kahit walang payment ng legal fees, ng attorney's fees, it is very clear that an attorney-client relationship is established.
Yung attorney-client relationship na yan po, no? How do you determine when that actually starts?
Like what the definition provides, no? And the various jurisprudence in the Philippines provide, no? The moment the client seeks advice from an attorney, and the attorney starts giving advice to the client, the relationship of the client attorney is already created.
It doesn't have
That's
to be
that's how
formalized, no?
instant it is, no?
Okay.
That's how instant it is. That is why the lawyers need to be careful as well. Kasi kung nakapagbigay ka ng advice, let us say for example sa isang complainant, nag-seek ng advice sa yung complainant, and then suddenly lumapit sa iyo yung kalaban niya dun sa kaso, trying to engage his service in the canon of legal profession, ethical na unethical na natanggapin mo pa itong kasong ito, because theoretically speaking, yung nangyaring pagbibigay ng advice mo doon sa complainant, nagkaroon na ng attorney-client relationship.
Congresswoman, yung kine-claim niya na hindi raw niya alam kung bakit o paano lumabas yung pangalan niya doon sa organizational chart ng Lucky South 99. At ang binabanggit niya, una pa lang doon sa Senado, dapat daw kausapin yung magte-testify na nakakita kung paano nailagay yung pangalan niya doon sa organizational chart. Is that a valid defense or a strong defense to distance
Christian,
himself from Lucky South 99?
Let us go back to his own representation, no? Ano bang sabi niya? All along, ang kausap niya lagi si Cassie Ong. Wala siyang ibang kausap kundi si Cassie Ong. Sino ba si Cassie Ong? From his own admission, he's also the representative of Lucky South.
Yes.
So, how can it be possible na napunta ang pangalan niya without him knowing it?
Okay.
Ang sinasabi niya sa atin, walang ibang pwedeng makausap sa Lucky South kundi si Cassie Ong. As a matter of fact, he went to the extent saying, ang mga Chinese ang mga nandun, wala kang makakausap dun. They don't know how to speak English, no? Kaya, yung buong conversation nilang yun, contractual relationship or whatsoever, si Cassie Ong lang lagi ang tinuturo niya. But from his own admission, si Cassie Ong ay representative din ng Lucky South. So,
And
paano nga nangyari na nandun yung pangalan niya? 'Di ba? It's only between him and Cassie Ong.
Yung naman po, Congresswoman, yung pag-follow up ni Harry Roque sa PAGCOR regarding the arrears or the license of Lucky South 99, but still claiming that he was representing only Cassie Leong, kasama ba yun sa trabaho ng isang abogado na mag-follow up sa PAGCOR?
Yes, of course. Alam mo, meron tayong principle sa batas, res ipsa loquitur. The thing speaks for itself. Bakit ka nagfa-follow up ng arrears ng PAGCOR, ng Lucky South, 'di ba? Bakit ka pumupunta sa PAGCOR to fix the interest of Lucky South? Bakit mo sinasamahan si Cassie Ong who represents Lucky South? Res ipsa loquitur. I am here because I am representing Lucky South.
So pretty much na yan, malinaw na po, no? At least sa pagtingin niyo po diyan sa komite na si Harry Roque was lawyering for Lucky South 99.
With all due respect sa kanya, but it is really my humble submission na it is crystal clear there is an attorney-client relationship between Lucky South and attorney Harry Roque.
Pag ganun po, kasi nung nakausap po namin nung the other day yung PAOK through the spokesperson si Mr. Winston Casio, sabi niya, isa sa mga kakasuhan ng interagency committee ay yung si Harry Roque, at kabilang nga po si Harry Roque doon sa 12 na subject no immigration watch list. Okay? So, dito, yung connection ni Harry Roque na yan dito sa Lucky South 99, naturally talaga madadamay siya kung magkakaso. Tama po ba?
Yes, Christian. Kasi kahit abogado ka, if you knowingly allowed this company to commit crimes, violations of revised penal code dito sa ating bansa, it means that you become a principal by direct participation. Diba? If not principal by inducement, then you become a principal by direct participation. Ibig sabihin, kasama ka na eh. Hindi naman kasama doon sa trabaho ng abogado. Pag kita mong illegal yung pogo, pabayaan mo lang. Knowingly, pababayaan mo operation ng isang POGO na hindi naman license ng PAGCOR. That is not part of the job of a lawyer. And that is contrary likewise to our code of legal profession. No? So, it is really my opinion na kung ano man ang nakita nilang infractions, violations of the law committed by Lucky South 99 under the watch of Attorney Harry Roque, I think the Philippine government has a cause of action against Attorney Harry Roque.
Can that also
Especially,
be a cause?
especially if we have evidence to establish na alam niya yung illegalities na nangyayari sa Lucky South. Well, kung hindi niya alam, ang hirap namang i-deny no? Hindi ko po alam na wala palang lisensya ang POGO. Abogado ka nga, paano hindi mo alam? Diba? Hindi
Dapat
ko
alam
po
mo.
alam na wala ho palang ACR ang mga empleyadong Chinese na naririto. Diba? Hindi ko po alam na ito po palang mga incorporators na ito ay hindi totoong Pilipino. Sila po pala ay Chinese nationals. Hindi ko po alam na may nangyayari po palang mga kidnapping, torture, so on and so forth dito sa POGO na ito. Let us assume na ito nga ay mga infractions ng Lucky South, no? Subject to the condition na meron sufficient evidence that will establish na alam ito lahat ni Attorney Roque, then he becomes part of the crime.
So pwede rin po itong cause of action to file a disbarment case against him?
Sad to say, yes. Yes.
Okay. Kasi ang isa sa mga kine-claim niya, nung humarap daw siya sa PAGCOR, nagpa-follow up, hindi pa naman daw illegal yung wala pa naman daw nangyayaring raid, no? Although pinaalala sa kanya ng PAOK, I think 2021 pa lang nagkaroon na ng raid diyan sa Pogo Hub na yan, no? It was something that he could not have missed dahil napakalaki no. So that fact can also be used to controvert the fact that he was feigning ignorance. Tama po ba doon sa nangyari na yan?
Yes, Christian, no? At kasi nanggagaling na rin sa sarili niyang admission eh. Ano ba ang sabi niya? Puros Chinese yun. The only person na nakakausap ay si Cassie Ong. Ibig sabihin dalawa lang Pilipino ang nakakaalam on what is going on. Cassie Ong, who is the representative, at si Attorney Roque, who is the lawyer, no? In other words, lahat ng ginagawa ng POGO doon, ng Chinese nationals doon, di naman nila yung kayang gawin without the help and indispensable cooperation, ika nga, ng mga Filipino. Kaya, it is really sad to think, no? Pero the way I see it, ay napakahirap for the Chinese nationals na mag-perpetrate ng crime, illegal activities without the indispensable cooperation ng ating mga kababayan dito sa Pilipinas.
So isa yan sa mga tinutumbok po ng pagdinig niyo, yung enablers.
I do not want to preempt the investigation, but we have initial evidence to show and to establish na there's really a link between them and these illegal POGOs.
Okay, puntahan naman po natin yung property sa Tuba Benguet. Kanina may napanood po akong panayam ni Harry Roque. Hindi nga siya masyado natumbok doon eh. Pero ang claim niya, bukod sa lahat daw ito ay part ng political harassment sa kanya at dinidikit niya doon sa Polvoron video, but that's another issue. And that's a fake video by the way sa mga viewers natin, no? Ang claim niya, I have an interest but I'm not the registered owner ng Tuba Benguet property kung saan may naaresto ang PAOK at Bureau of Immigration na isang high-profile Chinese fugitive at isa pang Chinese national at doon din hinahanap yung person of interest na nangungupahan sa property na ito. Hinga po, kindly educate us regarding this. No? I have an interest but I'm not the registered owner of that Tuba Benguet property.
What I understand, Christian, dito sa property na ito ay pag-aari ng isang kumpanya. I could not recall the name of the corporation, no?
PH2, tapos under the holding company na Biancham.
Pagkatapos, si Harry Roque ay may-ari or one of the stockholders of this company.
Yes. At in the process daw siya of taking over.
Yeah, and that is the reason why he could deny as well he couldn't deny as well the ownership of certain interest over that property, no? At nakakalungkot din pong isipin na sobrang coincidence naman na itong dalawang Chinese national na ito, dalawang pogo operator, yung isa wanted pa, dito pa nakatira sa sarili